Hello my YouTube friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Mia. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you will like it here, and if you're back, I'm happy to see you again. Thank you for being here. So this will be a Wip and Chat. Wip it stands for work in progress, and chat, well, that means I'm gonna chat your ear off for a while. I don't know how long it will be today because I'm not really feeling that well, but I'll get into that later on. Um so this is my space diamond painting, and I'm on my last row. Yay! I'm almost done with it. The colors are beautiful. They are amazing. I love all the purples and blues and all the different ABs in this kit. But I can't wait to begin on a Diamond Art Club kit or my Enablers Outpost kit. That is a possibility as well. But yeah. In the beginning of this kit, I had big issues with the glue, but those have almost disappeared. I was a little, with this being another end of it, because I was like, okay, maybe this is just an issue, at the end of the diamond paintings. But we'll see. So I have my cat-proof diamond trays that I got from Berta. It is a beautiful kit. It's blue at the bottom, green on the side, and then yellow here in the top. And it comes with this beautiful lid. Well, it's very flexible. If you put it on, you can basically throw it around, and the drills will stay in here. I don't know, can you see? Yeah, there's a paw on it, and it says cat-proof diamond tray. They have a shop on Etsy. Yeah, they don't ship to Denmark, but go look. Maybe they ship to you. I know they ship to America, but go look. I also have my Muni-Made tray here. I use that for when I have, a big amount of colors. This is the Painted Paradise colorway. I love it. It is beautiful. And then I have my Bella Art Nicole tray. I haven't used this very much the last few days because I've worked with this one, but I still love this one as well. And then I have my pens that I'm using. I'm, using mainly these three. So these two are from, say, Blue Boa Tours, a French shop. And this I have a glue dot. And in this I have my own diamond painting putty that I'm beginning to make. Still, playing around. This one is in the scent of Coke. I don't know if it's Coca-Cola or a Pepsi. I don't know. It's just Coke. So that is what I'm having in this pen. And in, ooh, sorry. Okay, they went flying. In my North Alchemist pen, look at it. It's so beautiful. I have another gift from Berta. This is patty wax. And it's amazing. It smells amazing. Usually I just keep it open so I can smell it. So I'm basically changing which one is open because this one smells amazing too. And then I have my tweezers because I use tweezers for when I'm doing the chess grid for my AB drills. I don't use pens mainly for when I work with AB drills because with these cheaper diamond paintings, sometimes my wax or my glue dot steal the iridescent coating on the drills, and that annoys the beep out of me. So usually I just work with with my tweezers. Other than that, I have my drills up here in my wannabe Elizabeth Ward container system. So, yeah. And this kit has, I don't know how many colors. Wait, it's here. It has 39 colors. And I think more than half of them are purple or blue. So it's amazing. So yeah, let's get started, and I'll tell you about everything that has been going on and what hasn't been going on. I don't know. It's been a while since I did a Wip and Chat, and yeah, I'll get into that why as well. So if you haven't watched my lives, you don't know that David and I had the Rona bug in December. David got it first, and then I don't know, a few days later I got it. Oh, it's working okay with my putty. It doesn't steal it very much. So I was just like the first time when I had the bug. I wasn't very sick. I was just, I felt like my throat was too tight. I mean, I had issues swallowing and eating and drinking, But the worst part was that I was so tired, and I was aching all over, muscle and joint aches, and it was just annoying. But I'm just so tired. Even now, I mean, it's been a month, and if I sit down and, try to diamond paint or listen to an audiobook or something like that, I mean, I can just fall asleep in the middle of it. Even though I'm trying to focus on whatever it is I'm doing, I can just fall asleep without warning. Yeah, so I'm still working on, getting rid of that tiredness, that fatigue. And it will take some time. I'm aware of that. But that is pretty much why I haven't been doing that many videos. It also kind of ruined my Christmas premiere video because I had so many plans for that video. And yeah, the bug ruined it because I was so tired and I was sick, and yeah. So Christmas came around. It was on Christmas Eve on the 24th. We were just, 5 of us here, David and I, his mom, and his brother and sister. So, we weren't a lot of people, which was nice. It was cozy and we enjoyed each other's company. We ate good food, and talked, and we played a game that his brother had gifted to us as a housewarming, I don't know, a host present. We do that in Denmark sometimes. You go to someone's house and you bring a little gift to the hostess or the host. So he had given us a game, a music quiz game. We have a radio show that is called the Music Quiz, and they had apparently made that into a board game. So when we had, eaten dinner and removed everything and put it in the dishwasher, we were just sitting on the sofa and talking and had coffee and eating way too much candy and I don't know what. And the others were playing this game. I was like, I'm tired and I just want to sit with my knitting. So I knitted, and I was still guessing away with them. If they didn't know the answer, I think I know this one. So I was sort of, you know, playing but not playing. And yeah, it was a good Christmas, you know, relaxing and fun, and we were laughing and enjoying each other's company. Yeah, David's mom and his brother left around, I don't know, was it midnight or 11? I can't remember, but it was around that time. Yeah, that one wasn't supposed to be there. So, it was kind of late. And David's sister, she stayed here with us. So we just sat around for, I don't know, maybe half an hour or something, just talking and, yeah, winding down. And then we all went to bed. And then the next day, on the 25th, I went to visit my mother's sister, my aunt, and her daughter was home. She usually lives she lives in London with her boyfriend. They used to live in Scotland, but now they are in London. So, I went in to say happy holidays and Merry Christmas to them for, I don't know, I was there for about an hour or two. I think more close to 2 hours. And in that time, David and his siblings went for a walk at a nearby beach, to get some air. And David's sister wanted to look for shark teeth on the beach because she had read somewhere that, you could find that here at our beach, or one of our beaches around here. We are surrounded by beaches here in the town that I live in, or that we live in. And then also on the 25th, we needed to prepare for the big Christmas dinner in David's family. So we were supposed to be 22 people on the 26th of December. It is a big Christmas dinner, and it is usually, very nice. And we see family that we don't see that much, and especially during the panini thing, we haven't seen that many people because, gathering 22 or more people hasn't been very, very wise. So we just haven't seen each other. I mean, we were supposed to have been here in 2021, but we canceled that one just a few days before Christmas because of rising numbers and everything. So they were here on the 26th, and I mean, it was good seeing everybody again. I love seeing them. But we have a couple of girls in the family. They are 7 and 4. And oh my God, I mean, they don't really. The funny thing is they have animals at home as well, but for some reason the parents don't really make sure that they treat them well. And I'm like, our cats are our babies. And I told them when they came, I don't want to see you chasing our cats around. If they want to talk, they will come to you. And if they don't want to talk, they will leave, and you will let them leave. They are not toys, they are living creatures. And I do not want to see you hunt them or harm them in any way. And for some reason, I was sure that that would be enough. But apparently not, because I spent that entire day around these girls because I needed to protect my cats. Especially the younger girl was like, she would basically choke them, if they came close because she wanted to hug them or I don't know what. So, I had to please let go of whatever. Usually it was Flux who was, the only one who pretty much wanted to talk to them. And then Pelle came a few times, but he don't like being choked, okay? So he went away again. And then the bigger of the girls, the 7-year-old, she understood when I said don't chase them around, but especially Flux, he likes to play. So when you take, one of these teaser toys and you run around with it, he will want to hunt it. But when you then have a 7-year-old who is in her own head, so she was like, hee, hee, and I mean, very, very louder than this the entire time. And she was like doing like this, waving it like this fast. And my poor cat was like, what is going on here? And he was trying to follow her around, I mean, because he wanted to play with her, but apparently she was thinking that they were playing, but I tried to tell her, this isn't playing. This is you playing with you. But if you want to play with the cat, you need to slow down and you need to stop that high-pitched giggling because he doesn't like that sound. And then eventually I took it from her and said, okay, the cat needs a break because he's not old enough yet to, he's not able to say, okay, enough is enough. But I could, because he's my cat and I've had him since he was, I don't know, 6 or 7 weeks old, because they were foster kittens here. I know him well enough to see, okay, he is tired. He needs a break. So, I took the toy away and I said, okay, now he needs at least 30 minutes of rest. He needs to take a nap somewhere and you need to leave him alone. And every 2 minutes, has it been half an hour? When can I play again? When can I get the toy? And, I was saying, no, he's sleeping. You need to leave him alone and you can go watch television. I had found, I had made a kid's profile on our Disney Plus, so they were watching television. They were watching Disney movies. And I was like, you need to sit down and relax and, turn down the volume a little because you're so loud. And the funny thing is, the parents, most of the time, they just sat by the dining room table, and had fun, they weren't there all the time. Only if I, said, can you please come help me with this? If they heard me, being very stern with the girls. And I don't like being stern with children. I've never had to do that with Rosa, for instance. But I felt like, I had to tell them, I don't like you sitting here eating. Usually I have a rule in our house that says eating is at the dinner table. I mean, if you can't, if you're hungry, then go to the dinner table and eat by the dinner table. Maybe you can get a few snacks or something while watching TV, but, and I think maybe they're not used to that rule at home, but that is a rule that I have here, especially with cats around, because they will try to eat if you drop something, and not every human food is for animals, So, well, I it was tiring that day because I needed to watch over these girls all the time. And the little one ended up chasing Flux around, and then when he tried to run under the dining room table, she pulled his tail. And I'm not very proud at this moment, but I just reacted. I ran to her and I grabbed her. Not hard. I have to say that. I didn't grab her hard, but I grabbed her and I very, very loudly and very sternly said, I do not want you to pull my cat's tail. I have told you that. So let go of him, and now you have to sit here by the table because I can't trust you. And she was like, I don't think she had ever been told off like that before, because she was like looking at me with big eyes and her parents, they were just sitting there. I mean, I would have expected the parents to come and said, say sorry, that is not okay or something. But they just sat there and I was like, I'm sorry, but this is your child and they just did something bad. Yeah. So I was like, when they left, everybody, they came at 11 a.m. and everybody left at around, I don't know, 6 or 7 p.m. I was so tired. My head was about to implode because I had been on for so many hours. I mean, the girls are sweet and they are cute and everything, and it is not their fault at all. I don't blame the girls because they haven't learned how to be around animals in a healthy way, right? But I was a bit, surprised that the parents were like, yeah, this is free time for us because we're not at home. And, it felt like you need to enforce your rules here. And maybe it's just me, projecting something. I don't know, but it was like, I'm sorry. Where are you right now? Please help me to raise your children. And like I said, it isn't the girls' fault. They're basically doing what they have been told to or been taught to. I don't know what you would say there. So, yeah. So that was a very, very long day. And I was so tired at the end of it. So basically, I slept most of the 27th. And then on the 28th, we went to see David's uncle's and his girlfriend's new apartment. They had just moved in together earlier in December. So we went there together with, the family. His mom and his brother and his sister had taken the train down there. She went home on the 26th. So she had taken the train down there, so that she didn't have to ride the car for 3 hours. We just had to be in the car for about an hour, and I sat in the back with, their mother and had a snooze on the way while David and his brother was in the front seat. It was good seeing them again, under more relaxed circumstances than on Monday, because they were there at the big family Christmas dinner, but I hadn't had much chance to talk to them because I was babysitting these two girls. So yeah, it is a beautiful apartment and it's right down by the water, and I can't wait to see it in the summer, to go down there, and maybe I'll film in the summer to show you the surroundings and all the historic places that is down there. It is very close to the border of Germany. So yeah, there is a lot of history down there. Yeah, so we were there for about, I don't know, 7 hours or something. So then we went back home, and then the next day, in the morning when we got up, which in the morning for us is around 10 a.m. because David works evening and night, so he leaves at home 4 p.m. and then he's usually home at around 3:30 a.m. again in the middle of the night. So we get up at around 10. So we were on Thursday morning, we were, getting up and brushing our teeth and whatever you're doing in the morning, and the phone rang. And it was David's brother. He lives with their mother until he, finds out what to do next. He's a vet and has been living in Sweden for a while. So he lived with their mother, and he called and said that, he had called 911 because he had come home from the vet with one of their dogs, and she couldn't move her legs and arms and use them, and she was, he couldn't really communicate with her. So he had called 911, and they were thinking that she had had a series of blood clots in her brain. So we were like, okay, we need to get up and be done and then drive to the hospital, so that he didn't have to be there alone. And we wanted, what is going on. When we got down there, she was better. She was able to talk with us, and she could use her arms and legs again. She couldn't walk, but she could stand on her own. And the nurses said that that was big. More than 80% of all the patients who comes in with blood clots in their brain, they can't stand on their own. But it was still, okay, we need to see what happens, and, will she have any, will she be able to walk, or what will happen? So they said that they will keep her until after New Year's. And she was tired. Of course she was tired. There has been a lot going on, and she had I don't know how many tests done, and her brain, had been injured. So, we could see, okay, she's getting tired, and we could hear it on her speech, which had also been affected. She was like, when she was trying to say something, sometimes she would stop, and it was like she knew what she wanted to say, but the word was stuck somehow. And I know that. I mean, I have that in my brain as well because of pain and stress. So sometimes word just disappears for me. I know what I want to say, but I can't remember the word. For her, it was kind of similar, she told me, but it was like she was about to say a word and it just vanished from her. So yeah, we left, and David left for work, and we were, texting and talking, and I was making sure that he was okay, because it is his mom, and I needed to make sure that he was okay, because even though she is 79, but yeah. So we went down there again the next day, talked to the doctor who was making rounds, and he was like, everything looks good, and let's see what's going on after the weekend, and then you might get to go home, Monday or Tuesday, depending on how you're feeling and how you're doing. Um, and then again, we could see that she was tired because she had been to, she had physiotherapy and had more scans done, and nurses has been in and out. In Denmark, at least, when you had a blood clot, they wake you up every 2 hours, the first 24 hours. Even during the night, they wake you up every 2 hours, and they make you, squeeze my hands, do resistance, to see the strength in your hand. You need to hold up your arms, in a certain height, and then they do the same in your feet or your legs, and then you need to answer a couple of questions. What is your name? What is your social security number? Where are you? What is the date? What day is it? These sort of questions, because in the first 48 hours, that is where you have the biggest chance of getting more blood clots, because maybe the first one was just a little lump of a bigger blood clot that is about to go loose, somewhere in your body. So she was so tired from having her sleep interrupted the entire night, and for all the things that had been going on for the few hours she had been awake. So we just stayed for a little while, talked to her, and made sure that she had understood what the doctor had said. And then it was lunchtime, so she had something to eat, and we said goodbye and went outside. And then we talked with one of the nurses there, who was talking about, of the help that she might need when she was going home, people coming in the house and helping her with hygiene and pills. And she has these compression socks that she's wearing, so that she could get help with taking these on in the morning and off in the night, because that has been an issue for a while. Yeah. So we went home, and then Saturday it was New Year's. And David and I was just, home. We were so tired because, Thursday for me was supposed to be a sleep day, basically, after Christmas and everything that had going on over Christmas. But then I had to, well, I don't have to, but I did push through for my mother-in-law, because I love her dearly. Um, I am and was so worried about her, and I wanted all the best for her. But I was just tired, and we were relaxing, and we had bought some nice steaks and salad and stuff. So we were just, having good food. We were watching our queen. The Danish queen does a New Year's speech on New Year's Eve at 6 p.m. And she does it live, by the way. This isn't pre-recorded in any way. She does it live. And we watched that. And then we ate. And we were, talking and having drinks and, yeah, just having a cozy evening. And then a quarter to midnight, we went to the television again, and we watched Dinner for One. If you haven't seen it, find it on YouTube. This is a tradition in Denmark. I mean, basically 90% of grown-ups in Denmark watch this before midnight. And when that was done, we watched, the big clock in Copenhagen strike midnight, and we said cheers and Happy New Year's and New Year's kiss and I don't know what. And then we went outside to watch, the fireworks. And I did a video that I put in on my channel that evening. And then we went inside to watch a little TV and, you know, watching a movie, I think actually. I don't remember anymore. And then around 1:30 a.m. we went to bed because we were tired. So yeah, that was nice. Sorry, I just had to pause. I'm back. Well, you wouldn't know because you didn't notice that I was gone. So that was New Year's Eve. Then on Sunday, the 1st of January, Happy New Year's, everybody. We were, doing cleaning around the house. We usually do that on Sundays. So Dora was our robotic vacuum cleaner, were doing her rounds as usual. And yeah, we were just doing our thing. And then I had my live on the 1st of January. I always do lives on Sundays. And you are more than welcome to join us. It is 1 p.m. Eastern Time or 7 p.m. European Time. And I had bought, funny little gadgets. I bought these glasses and this little tiara that I was wearing for that live, or at least I was wearing the glasses for a little bit because I felt like I couldn't even, my sight was impaired because of it. But I was wearing the tiara the entire live, and it was so much fun. So if you haven't been to my lives, please consider so. They are always very, very funny. And we talk about, I don't know, so many things. So yeah, please come. Who knows, maybe we talk about a subject that you want us to talk about. That would be fun, and I would love to have you. So yeah, Sundays, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, Eastern, what is it, Eastern Standard Time, I think, or 7 p.m. European Time. So yeah, and this is something that I had read it a little, but I had asked for it myself actually, so I can't complain about it. But I had asked to be sent to a pain clinic again. I had been to the pain clinic, I don't know, in 2013 and 14, so it's been quite a while. And I had been very happy with the medication they gave me back then. But I have felt like, I had some medication that I could take if my pains are really strong or worse than normal. They had given me something that I could take when needed, they call it. And I have felt like for, I don't know, a year or two that medication wasn't really enough anymore. That I needed, that I had more bad days. And just to make it clear, I am in pain every day, every second, every hour, okay? There is not a second of the day that I am not in pain. But I am used to that, I'm living in pain. I function in pain. Well, I try to function at least. Yeah, see, that is what I was worried about. The glue is not really sticky. Well, anyway. So I had asked for a new appointment at the pain clinic. And I had gotten one in December, right at the time where David and I was down with the Rona. So I had called them and told, sorry, but I'm down with the back. So they were like, they would give me a new time slot, and that was on January the 3rd. For me, in the middle of the night. No, it was around 10:45 in the morning. But this hospital, the pain clinic, it is about an hour away from us. And by now, an hour's drive is a very, very long drive for me. I know most people will say, an hour's drive, that is nothing. And that might be for you and for everybody else, but for me, it is really, really, really hard because it takes a lot of concentration and focus. And when you live in constant pain and fatigue, and I don't know what I live in, it's a lot when you have to focus on driving as well. And I promise you, I don't drive if I don't feel safe to do so. Okay? And I know how much, I can drive and be safe. And I can drive for an hour. It is just a lot. And usually I prefer to not drive an hour and then an hour home again in the same day. But I can do it. It will just make me tired for a while after. Okay? So it was safe. It was just a rough day. Okay. So, my main motive for asking for this, referral to the pain clinic was to get some new, if needed, medicine so that I could get something that had a bit more punch to it. Because right now it was something like, medicine, the painkiller for a headache and the tooth pain or something like that, So it wasn't really strong medicine because my other medicine is strong. I do take some morphine wannabe medication that I take every day. So I do take a lot of strong medicine, but that is necessary for me to live something similar to a normal life, or functioning life might be the better word here. So I came up there and I talked to a doctor, and he asked, a bunch of questions, and I had answered a questionnaire on the internet that they had, and he, asked why I was there and what I wanted, and I told him, and he was like, I think that we might need to take a look at your regular medicine because, to be frank with you, he told me, I am amazed that your methadone, I take methadone as medication, as a painkiller. I know it is also used for drug addicts when they are trying to stop using, and it is used for that as well, but also as pain medicine. The difference is in the dosage. When it is given to pain patients, it is a much, much, much lower dosage. And he was frankly astonished that it had worked since 2013. And he told me, yeah, it is basically, stopping to work for you. I mean, there will be maybe another year or so in it, and then it will have no effect on your pain anymore. So we need to get you out of it, and then we need to try some other medications. And I have to tell you, I'm terrified of this. I am so scared because this is the first This, I mean, I take other medications, but methadone. But this mixture of medicine that I'm taking now, it is the first medicine that I have gotten that has worked for more than 6 months. Everything that I tried prior to this mix that I get now has helped for a few months, up to 6 months, and then it has just stopped. Okay? From nearly one day to the next, it has been no working at all. I have been in so much pain for so long before that, and then I got this mix of medicine, and it worked. I mean, it was hard to get into it because there is a time frame where you are, they're giving you a very, very low dosage, and they try, how much can you take and how many times a day should we divide it into. And we tried several, you know, dosages over this and this many times a day, and I felt sick and I was nauseous, and you know, so we ended up where I am today. And it has just been working nonstop since, oh, I don't know, was it October or November 2013, which is, more than 7 years, more than 7 years. 7, 8, 9. It is 9 years it has been working. I haven't changed anything. I'm taking the same dosage as they gave me back then. There's nothing been changed except for me taking more as needed medicine, which is basically just a regular, painkiller that you can go buy over the counter. Um, so I haven't, tried to change anything myself. I haven't gone to my doctor pleading for them to change anything. I had just been taking the same dosage for, like 9 years. And the doctor was very impressed, and he said he was so surprised that it had been working for that many years. But that doesn't help me right now because I'm terrified of, we need to wean me out of it slowly, of course. But I know how much pain I was in before that, and Klippel-Feil syndrome is degenerative, which means my body gets worse and worse and worse, and I'll be in more and more and more pain, in which I am in more pain now than back then, and I need to be weaned all the way out because they want me to try something that is called low nasal NLD, NDL, something like that. And you have to be weaned completely out of anything working like morphine because they counter each other, and I'll be so sick if I try to take that. So, I mean, how can I function with no pain medicine for I don't know how long? I, I mean, I don't know if this is weird for you who doesn't have this issue, but for me it is terrifying. I mean, will I just be laying in my bed screaming, or will I don't know. How will I be able to function? How will I be able to do anything? Will I be able to have Rosa? Will I be able to drive? Will I be able to do anything at all, other than lay in my bed crying of pain? And I know I need to talk to the doctor about it, but I didn't do it that day because to be honest with you, I was a little stunned, and I didn't think that much, to be honest with you. I was tired and I was overwhelmed, and I was, just following him, and he was like, yeah, we will find a new date, and you can read this and this and this and this, and he gave me a lot of little pamphlets to bring home, and asking me, do you need, you know, they have these courses, these classes that you can say yes to, a class is 12 weeks of trying to, learning of how to deal with being in pain all the time. I did that back when I was there the last time, so I didn't need that again. And then they had, as a new thing, they didn't have that the last time. They had something that is called a next of kin class, where you can bring your next of kin, in my case, David, and they will talk about that being a chronic pain patient isn't just about the patient, it is the entire family, and how that affects the entire family. How does that affect David being with me? And if we had children, how would that be? Children knows, and they feel that something is wrong, and how everything affects each other, and how the patient can be better at communicating, and the next of kin can communicate without feeding into the like I'm always feeling guilty of something, of what I can't do or what I do. And so it's something like, how can we communicate what we need and what we feel needs to be done without feeding into that guilt from both sides. Um, and we really want to do that class. We just need to figure out how to, because it is on a Wednesday, but from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. And David usually leaves for work at, no, it is 12:30 to 15:30, so it's a 2 hour. No, wait. It's 12:30 until 3:30. But that is an issue because David usually leaves at 4 p.m. And that means that we will basically be leaving the hospital in half an hour before that he's leaving for work, but it takes us an hour to drive home. And it would somehow end up being in the middle of rush hour. So we need to figure out, how. Does he take a day off, or does he, ask to meet later? We asked them if they had a class in week 7 because he has vacation time there, but that is winter break here in Denmark, so they don't have the class that week, sadly. That would have been the best option. So now we're kind of looking into how can we make that work so that we can do it, because we both, even though that this has been our life for, I don't know how many years now have been together. We've been together, you know, in September of this year, we've been together 20 years. But we both know that we can always learn something new, new ways of doing things and stuff like that. So it could and would be very interesting, that class. So yeah, I had sort of hoped that they would give me a therapist, session again, because I really loved that last time. But apparently not. I tried to tell them that I was mostly suffering mentally, that my mental health isn't that great due to a lot of stuff. But for some reason, he didn't really bite, I was trying to tell him that that was my biggest issue. The problem in Denmark is that going to a therapist is very, very, very expensive. I mean, even if you're referred to it by a doctor, you still has to pay several hundred kroners per hour. So that is a lot of money, especially when you're on disability. I mean, I would love to go to a therapist, I don't know, weekly or bi-weekly, but that would be, I don't know, almost 1,000 Danish kroners a month. And with everything rising, money-wise, it's heat is expensive and food is more expensive and I don't know what. I don't feel like I can use 1,000 Danish kroners every month for a therapist. Um, so I try to make do. I talk to people, I talk to friends, and I listen to a bunch of self-help books, and I don't know, I might need to talk to my doctor, my regular doctor, um, see if there is anything to be done, if they can, help me somehow, because it would be a good thing, especially now when they're adding the medication on top of it. I've really noticed how my mind has been racing since I was up there on Tuesday. So, yeah, I need to figure out, And I have to go up there to the pain clinic again on January 31st. So there is a while, They have a lot of patients, so, it takes time, which is okay. And when I'm going up there, they need to do an echocardiogram, and they need to check I don't know what. Thank God they don't need blood samples, because I still don't need like that. So yeah, but that day it will be first that echocardiogram, and then I need to talk to the doctor, and that will be at least an hour. He told me, or about an hour, and I need to meet the nurse. That will be my contact nurse. The nurse that I will be contacting for scheduling medicine. Well, everything medicine really. So that'll be interesting as well. But yeah, it is going to be, you know, interesting and terrifying all at the same time. And of course, it is going to interfere into me having Rosa somehow. I just need to figure out how and how much it'll interfere into me spending time with Rosa. So yeah, I really, really hope that it won't be, a big issue with me driving. The last time it was mostly, you can drive here and then you can drive around in your own little city, but you can't drive, far, far away. because it could affect your concentration and stuff like that. And then they had, I don't know, I think it was a 3-week period where I wasn't at the hospital, but we would just talk on the phone because I wasn't able to drive for that period of time while weaning into my methadone at that time. So I'll have to see, and I will let you know when I've been up there how everything goes. But yeah, I think I will end it here. And if you have any experience, with changing medicine and weaning in and out of it, I'll appreciate it if you would write me down in the comment about your experience, and especially if you have tried, this strong medicine like my medicine is, and this low dosage, whatever it's called, medicine. It's supposed to have effect for 3 out of 4 patients. So yeah, we will have to see. But please write me in the comments if you have any experience at all. And otherwise, just write me. I'll love to hear from you. And don't forget to give me thumbs up. They really do help. And if you aren't already subscribed, please subscribe down below. And there is a bell that you can click to be notified whenever I put up a new video. So, yeah. Thank you for listening, and Happy New Year's, everybody. I will see you in my next video. Bye.